Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chinet, the agentic commerce podcast exploring how brands are building in an AI world. Most fashion founders come from design schools or fashion industry backgrounds. Today's guest is a mechanical engineer who interned at Oakley and then managed supply chains in semiconductor industry at Keysight Technologies. Then he co-founded WellBe, a D2C brand in India that's now served over 1 lakh customers with a $65,000 in monthly revenue. Today, we're exploring how he thinks about product development when you understand materials but not design, how AI tools are changing when non fashion operators can build in fashion, and what running a D2C brand in India's market teaches you about unit economics and customer behavior. I'm Rashid Magan, this is Chinet, and let's introduce Rishabh. Hello, Rishabh. A very warm welcome to Chinet.
Hi, Rachel. Thank you so much for inviting me to the podcast.
It is my pleasure. Rishabh, can you give a short introduction about yourself to the audience?
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Rishabh Harish. I run a D2C fashion brand. So we are majorly famous for manufacturing and selling a bamboo-based apparel. So that's about it. I mean, it's anything but a D2C, direct to consumer. We try to cut down the middle person, and you know be a better provide a better and a better product, better quality. That's our goal, to make sure that our customer have the most comfortable products, apparel that they wear. Yes, that is what we are.
Very interesting. So let's start with the questions. Right. So Rishabh, you studied masters in mechanical engineering. You were in the US. You worked in semiconductor industry and in the supply chain side, if I'm not wrong. And then you started a fashion brand, right? Walk me through that decision, right? Like what made you take that jump and believe in yourself that you could build in fashion without being in the fashion industry?
Yes, good question. So to start with, my dad is an into businessman. So he has done a lot of businesses and was into real estate. So the goal of me coming to the US was to get a lot of exposure in the US market, which is one of the greatest decision I have made. I also suggest everyone. I mean, if you get a chance, always take a chance to explore a different part of the world and see how the culture works. Me being in the US, especially in California, and doing my
Right.
masters, it has been great journey, and I've learned a lot. So after I got a job, I came to SF. That's where the tech hub. Most of the startups are from here, and a lot of big tech companies are based here. So yeah, I
Of
mean,
course.
it's just the ecosystem just helped me get into the startup world and explore a lot of things about how to grow a startup, how to raise funds. Along the way, I have made a lot of great founder friends. So learning from them. So since masters, I wanted to start something, and that's when I moved to SF and was doing some side hustle along with my friends. But it didn't work out. Everything doesn't work out as planned when you start.
Of
So
course.
that's when I came across, my current co-founder who started WellBe 5 years ago and was seeking investment. So what I was thought, okay, I can also invest at the same time. I want to be part of the journey, considering I'm also looking for opportunity to build a company along with someone.
Right.
So I thought this is an amazing journey, considering being in India and looking at the growing ecosystem in India. Thought, okay, why not take a leap on this? Yeah, that's when I invested some money. At the same time, I was very with the one condition that I would work along with them to grow the company. Since then, we have grown 5 times in revenue, and yeah, the
Wow.
valuation has grown amazing, and raised some money. That's about the in short, that's the journey.
Very interesting. And was there like when you I understand that your current co-founder approached you for an investment, and then it turned out to be a actual like a co-founder
Mhm.
synergy, and then you thought,
Yeah.
but in general with Wellbe, like was there like a specific moment when you realized that okay, this is something which where there's a gap in the market, and and we can build around it.
D2C is a very tough space at this point of time, and considering acquisition cost has increased significantly over the past 2 to 3 years. So, when I was joining the company, we started off as a hand-woven shirt company, shirt brand selling hand-woven shirts. So it was a tough market because the supply chain is complicated, lead time is very high. At the same time, we went significantly different from what the current other companies were offering. So the product market fit was very tough, and we went different. Only if we give discount, that's when people used to come and buy. So that's when we thought, okay, we aren't doing so well when it comes to growth. I think we are burning a lot of money. How about we turn our company into something that is actually value added, and customer might feel like, okay, I want to come back, and you're offering something
Right.
different. So that's what every startup need to focus on certain niche that other companies are not offering. So that will help at the
Right.
initial stage of the startup. So that's what we did. We came across a bamboo fabric, a bamboo cotton blend, and it was an amazing fabric, and we thought, okay, why not just
Right.
introduce that to the market, which we are completely different.
Correct.
No one else is doing it, and we started off along with our existing shirts. We pushed our T-shirt, and we got amazing reaction from our customer. That is, initial validation which you need, and people started
Correct.
coming back and purchasing more. So we got a recurring customer coming back from the people who are already purchased. So that's when we realized, okay, why don't we double down on just selling T-shirt. So we stopped production with the existing shirt and just went all in on the T-shirt and took a bet. I hope you
Yeah, that's ultimately.
answered the question.
No, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I think you've
Yeah.
answered it very well. And yeah, like ultimately, of course, you have to go with your gut feeling and take a bet in a couple of places. But as you said, once you start getting some repeat orders, once you should like it. Yes, you're saying that you took a bet, but it was an educated guess, right? And the educated guesses
Yes.
are
Enough.
what you need to do rather than just blindly follow follow whatever you think. That's very important. And
Absolutely.
since you don't come from a fashion background, how do you take this, like, specifically product decisions, right? Do you use AI on your daily basis to help you make those decisions, or does it come from somewhere else?
Yeah. When we at one point of time we had fashion designer, you know,
Mm-hmm.
working with us. So who used to be quite fresher right after school, I guess, no experience, and obviously we as a startup, we need to hire the good one. I mean, really good fashion designers out there. At the same time,
Right.
we cannot afford to hire the experienced one, right? So that's when we had one of our fashion designers, Sangeeta. She's been working more than 1 year. Has been helping us with a lot of designs. At the same time, I being very focused on making sure things are productive when we work and efficient. So
Right.
push the team to use the tools out there. For example, Perplexity is something that we
Correct.
use that can do the competitive analysis and look at the trends. And also there are a lot of articles which you can review. And especially, I think the best data that anyone can look at is Myntra and Amazon. So they have amazing data, and you can just look at the companies out there and who is doing good, who has more sales, and there are
Right.
tools out there to understand who is doing amazing. So AI tools in
Right.
general is more of a understanding the pattern, what we want to release next. So I would say not too much of AI other than doing basic things. Yeah, we will probably reach there. And considering we are a basic essentials, right? So we are not like very much focused on design oriented, style oriented. Like we focus
Right.
on basic t-shirt, loungewear, like a polos. So we are coming up with the innerwear. So all we are doing is saying you have been using the same traditional cotton fabric or a polyester. We are just switching the fabric, and we want to do more of fabric innovation that is more comfortable. Considering that we
Correct.
don't do much of a styling yet, which we have to concentrate on eventually. But at this point of time, we are just sticking to what's out there in the market and just change the fabric and make it better, comfortable. That has been the goal.
Yeah, we were talking about how you use helium for product decision. That's very interesting, and that's good to know that there are and it's a smart way of deciding whether your product has a market for it or not, right? Otherwise, it becomes hard. What about generally your background and what you do at WellBe, right? Your background is supply chain, mechanical engineering. And do you think that shows up in how WellBe operates? Like you'd see something different that a traditional fashion founder would not?
Yeah, I mean, I think that definitely any engineering background or any education or any work experience do really help. That's the reason a lot of founders also say, work at a company for like 5 years, understand how things work. That really shapes your mind. I think it will really help you how to organize things, how to communicate, how to build a company, how the organization work, how the hierarchy work, right?
Right,
So those how the management works, how do they make decisions? These are, I think, these are the very important things that you have to know when you are building a company yourself. Yeah,
right,
so as a mechanical engineer, I think I've learned, even though that is not my focus as of now, but yeah,
right,
mechanical engineer like helps you with the analytic skill, logical skills here, because your mind is trained to do certain things, and you have studied a lot of different subjects, including mechanical properties, all these kind of things, and we are in a space where there is materials, fabrics. So I think that definitely helps out on that. Also, do some analytic skills, data analytics, and make decisions. I think engineering mind is trained to do that. And when it comes to supply chain, that's my actual work experience.
forte.
I've learned,
Right,
yeah, day to day. That's what I do. I mean, I understand the demand that is required, the requirement that we have, that we need to source from across the world, because we are in a semiconductor industry.
right,
So it's very much important that and all these parts that I deal with is are quite expensive and a very precision, that requires a very precision accuracy, uh, specifications. So what we are doing with D2C is nothing compared to what my actual job is. Yeah, understanding the demand and working with vendor, negotiating the price, and
right,
how to work with them, how to write a contract, and making sure that we have multiple vendors to for a specific product will really help on us building that supply chain resiliency. If things happen, things did not work with one vendor, you can always go to the second vendor, and balancing it out is very important, especially in the supply chain side. What else? I mean, definitely there is a lot of learning curve, how to organize things, how to talk to people.
right,
Uh,
right.
yeah, I mean, because I deal with a lot of people around the globe, I think that's one good experience to learn how people, especially from people from Europe, I feel they're very quite strict with the qualities.
Yes,
And
right.
I know that is what I feel. I'm also very strict with the vendor, and they don't like it, unfortunately. So Indian vendors.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure it's very different doing business in Europe versus in India.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I mean, even it's in US. It's all about the quality that
Right.
US always has been about the
Correct.
quality. That's the reason India and other developing countries export the best quality out there to the outside world, whereas
Correct.
they for the local market they give the okay quality, average quality. And it's good that it's changing, and that's what I was talking to my dad as well. Now the best quality has a market within the country, and we as well be we also make sure that we have a best quality. We have a quality team that we have to make sure that no bad products reaches our customer. And it's very rare to see the companies that only focuses on quality as much as we do, and there are out there very few.
Let's talk a bit about AI. Like fashion in general is a very interesting use case when we talk about AI because it's mostly, although people say that commerce is going to change, AI is changing everything, the whole world's going to change, but things like fashion they're relationship based, as you said, loyalty based. That's for the longer term. For the first initial purchase, it's more intuition driven. That okay, it's more of a gut feeling way that okay, let's try this brand out. Are you guys using AI to do something differently at WellBe, or do you think that AI is more of a hype cycle and it's not useful?
Is it a selling anything to do with AI? Is it?
Anything, right, right. Where do
Yeah.
you think that in your case, where has AI helped you?
Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm a believer of you know to keep the team lean as possible and not involve many people.
Right.
So that also helps with the margins, better margin, right? So, and also the profits, EBITDA. So yeah, we do use AI in 1 year ago. I think 6, 8 months ago, we started. I came across this company where they have AI agents, talking to the customer. Initially, we had a specific customer service agent representative who is to communicate with a lot of our customers. And as you know, Indian customers love to ask a lot of questions, even though it's right in front of their face,
Yes.
like in their on website. So I think that was a lot of hassle, and our representative was quite, you have to answer the same question all the time, which is totally fine. I mean, end of the day, they are our
Right.
customers. We need to treat them well, right? So that's what they pay for. Yes, so that's the reason we introduce AI to answer any very commonly asked question. You just prompt it
Right.
and give them website data and add any specific unique questions if you had to, and it will answer all of those questions. So it has reduced
Hmm.
our customers representative time. They saved by 60%. So all the commonly asked question is
Wow.
answered, and only it will be able to understand. Okay, things are getting escalated. Okay, now I'm gonna move your chart to the actual representative where you can communicate, and something like refunds, all this kind of things can be actually talked to our representative. And yeah, that
Right.
that AI on the customer service, which was the initial hype was customer service. It was obvious that this will definitely help on the customer service side.
Correct.
And other things, Perplexity, Gemini really helps with doing some basic research. And whoever I
Hmm.
try to hire, I always ask, okay, do you use Perplexity or ChatGPT in everyday life? Some of them wouldn't have used it, but few have. I mean, I was surprised. People are still didn't come across or didn't use it.
Not
So, but
using these
yeah,
things. Right.
yeah, in India, right? So yeah, I mean, eventually that's what I prefer. Even if they don't know it, I want them to learn because it will be helping in their own career. At the same time, it just makes things easier
Of course.
for us as well, being a lean team, for being more efficient. And what's something that I'm currently looking at is, understanding a demand forecast, and predicting what inventory is
Hmm.
low, when to place an order, automating it. It's quite a challenging. I came across one startup where I started working. I didn't see a result as much, and I think that's where on the supply chain side, they're still on the early stage, because if you have a
Hmm.
bad data to if you put in bad data, it spits out bad data. It wouldn't be of a quality, and it's not going to be any use. So I feel there is a big gap in there, and if any company
Right.
is solving it, please reach me out. Happy to talk more.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Demand forecasting. And when you scale, like in general, like once you started getting orders, what do you think was the first thing that broke and that needed fixing?
Yes, I mean, I feel this chart part was figured out. I think there are a lot of things that you can figure out just by hiring people, to be honest, which requires fund as
Right.
well. But I would say D2C is all about the supply chain, how to manage supply chain and cash flow. Cash flow, everyone has a problem. No money is sufficient, right? So supply chain understanding, as in the demand forecasting, and we had a longer lead time for
Right.
our bamboo fabric, because it is not something you can go to the wholesale and buy the fabric and stitch it, right? So it is
Hmm.
basically it made to order. We need to work with convey our demand to our supplier, and it takes a lot more time than any cotton or polyester to knit. So it is what that's where we found a big challenge. And we used to run out of all the major best-selling SKUs, right? For example, this is like a most best-selling SKUs that we have, like a chocolate brown, and we used to run out of it all the
Right.
time, and we lose money. And as we run out of stock, the meta doesn't give you good conversion, so there is the entire thing
Correct.
breaks down. So that's the reason I mentioned about understanding the demand, and
Right.
placing an order priorly, and also not ordering too much, because you'll end up paying for warehouse. So it is a
Correct.
balance. It is where a lot of founders fail and lose revenue.
Hmm. Right. That's a startup idea right there, right? For our listeners, if you're thinking of an idea, then Rishabh has just given you one, right? Demand forecasting for e-com. I think that's That's, as Rishabh says, that's a solid use case where people would be ready to pay for if you're able to do it well. And that's
Yeah,
something which smart people should be able to do it using AI and using data analytics, right? If you're good at it. That's very interesting. And talking a bit more about, about numbers, most people would hear 65,000 MRR, they'll multiply it by 12 and they'll be like, wow, you're killing it and you're almost reaching $1 million ARR. But as you would know, like D2C fashion has brutal unit economics. So what's the reality of those numbers? Give us the internal tea.
I would say everything, most of the, I mean, majority of the chunk that we're looking at. Okay, let me
Right,
just break down. Let's make it easy for our viewers and for you as well. It's so to start with, it's in our category 30 to 35%, depending on what the quality. If you're going very cheap, right? So and selling price, it all depends on that. To make it easy, 30 to 35% is some. It's gonna be the cost of goods sold. That is actually the cost to manufacture each t-shirt
right,
in our case. 30 to 35% of the MRP need not be, because a lot of times we sell it on discount, and that can go up. That number can go up to 40% if we give it a discount price. Yeah, the
right.
10% is shipping and warehouse, and the majority of it's like paying tax all the time. It's like 30 to 40% to Meta, and Meta
Oh,
is
wow,
where
wow.
uh, a lot of D2C rely on, and it's very important.
Right,
That's where you acquire a customer. Acquisition cost, as in, okay, in order to make you purchase a product, we will probably spend around 30 to 35%, 40% of the selling price, to getting you purchase the product. And once you purchase, and there
right.
is a post marketing process, you can basically do WhatsApp marketing, which is much cheaper. But this
Yes,
is the reality. It is not easy. A lot of people lose money, and a lot of big companies. If you look at all the D2C companies, they have lost money 2 3 years, and there are companies who shut down.
hmm.
And just by giving the 30 to 40, and I'm saying it can go up to 50. In the US, it's much more higher, the
Wow,
acquisition cost. That's
right.
the reason, if you look at all the D2C companies in the US, their prices are quite expensive. And 50, 60, sometimes it gets up to 100. That's
Wow.
how expensive it is. And you need to make up that acquisition cost by lifetime value from the customer.
Yes, you've actually lost money for selling, for getting that first
Yes,
product to the customer.
absolutely. It can happen for most of the brands. And if you're a new age brand, trust me, it's a brutal market out there. Meta has a lot of competition. As there's more competition, it's going to get more expensive to deal with. So if we
Of
have,
course,
since
of
we
course.
started 2 years ago, we have almost reached a point that, okay, now we can scale up. But yeah, it's going to be much challenging for a new age D2C brand. And unfortunately, there is no other avenue that you can start marketing other than Meta.
Yes, yes, you need it's a necessary
And
evil.
ten
You have to
percent
go
of
through
the
that.
tech you need to run it on Shopify, and you need to pay the commission. Payment get to
Hmm.
commission. Other,
Right,
and if you're running it on Amazon or Mintra, you need to give 20 25% of the um, selling price to them as a fee. There is a
right,
on within that Amazon, you have to spend on ads. So yeah, the margins shrink there. That's the reason Amazon is for volume. It is not for, oh, let's
right.
make money. Yeah, very less people make money there.
Only if you're selling in like thousands and
Because we have
thousands
very
per
thin
day,
margin,
like
people
only
lose money initially.
right,
Since we
right.
are omni-channel, we focus on Amazon, Mintra, because
Hmm.
people trust Amazon and Mintra more than D2C, right? They come across
Of
our
course,
ad and
yes,
they're like, okay, why don't we just look it up on Amazon and Mintra, and they buy it there, which is
yes.
totally fine. We are at least not losing the customer. Yeah.
Correct, correct. Yeah, but do you think like you is your like more like do you focus more on selling through your website or do you focus more on selling through your Amazon and Myntra and these marketplaces?
No, so currently our major 3 4 months ago, our focus has been completely website because we have better margin there,
Website.
and slight EBITDA positive when it comes to selling it on website. 90% used to be website,
Right.
and other 10% used to be B2B and other platforms. Now we are focusing on. I myself is like very much focused on Amazon and Mintra so that we can start scaling up there. And
Right.
It's an amazing platform if you leverage it right. That has been the focus in the coming months, and
Right.
we're doing great.
That's interesting. And you said something about WhatsApp marketing, that that WhatsApp marketing is actually cheaper. Although they're both, like, everything. WhatsApp is also in the meta circle. But what would be your like 101 for WhatsApp marketing for new founders?
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing WhatsApp marketing, you're already lucky. You already got your few customers. Congrats on that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, WhatsApp marketing is about the right timing. What time you send the message. Because imagine at night, usually in the evening, right after work, people will be active on WhatsApp. Imagine you just
Right.
sending notification at the same time, and they usually tend to be, hopefully, they're in a mood to shop that time, or
Right.
they just click on it and they buy another product if you already like the product, right? So, and also
Correct.
it's trying to give a special discount, because anyways acquiring a new customer would you would spend 30 to 40%. Why not give them
Correct.
10 to 20% discount? You're still not going to lose, even giving 25%.
Right.
So give them a discount, because you already acquired them. At the same time, you have to work on when do you want to send it. Like, if you're sending end of the month, they would have run out of money, and probably they're gonna
Right.
get money, like the company gonna deposit money on the first of every month. Okay, you start sending
Correct.
on the second, because they'll be okay. Let's do something now. Have money,
We have
right?
some money.
Those,
Yeah, there's something to
yeah,
spend.
and on special occasions, any festive season, I think we should focus on that. And obviously, the copy has to be very, very good. Sometimes
Of course. Right.
you send it as a founder. Hey, founder here. Hopefully, initial days. I'm a founder here. Thank you for purchasing. Very personalized note is very much important, and also have the
Hmm.
you know good image, short, tiny image, really good, talking about your brand, or that can capture people's attention, right? And
Correct.
we've been using a few of the companies like Refresh, which it helps with affiliate marketing. If you have purchased a product, you can give it, share it with your friends, get 15 to 20%, whatever that the brand would have, brand would have told. So, and your friend would get extra discount. So that is kind of
Correct.
meta. If you have a lot of good communities, you can share it with your buddies and give discount, and it will also help them as well. Yeah, but the offer should be
And
lucrative.
what
Why would
tools
they
would
do
you
it for
recommend for
10%?
WhatsApp?
So we are, I have, there are amazing companies out there, but we have used it. They went having a AI solution, but the one which I currently use is sagepilot.ai. So they have a pretty good, very young founders. I loved, they ship their products very amazingly fast, and they take in any feedback immediately and work on it overnight. So now that they have worked with a few amazing brands, like the founder friends that I already have in D2C space. Yeah, Sage Pilot is amazing. As I mentioned, they have a AI chart, and they're also working on AI calling as well, which abandoned cart is very important. After abandoned cart,
Yes, right.
you have to nudge your customer. So they're also introducing AI calls as well. And imagine you getting a call, hey, you have this product on the card. Why don't you purchase it? Is there
Right.
any problem? And give them extra discount. I think that hopefully that will give you a better conversion, but not sure how people react, because they get a random call at a random time.
Yeah, that we'll have to test and see how that
Yeah.
happens. Yeah, amazing. Rishabh, this has been amazing. It's been very insightful for me as well, and I hope for my listeners too. So there's one last question which I would want you to ask. If want to ask you. So if there's someone with an engineering background who wants to start a D2C brand in some category in which they do not have an experience, what would you want to tell them?
I think what I would suggest is, first thing to do is having a good mentor in the space. If you're looking at a specific page, a specific sector, like for example, D2C, right? If I were to start all over again, I would go talk to few D2C founders out there. understand the challenges, not demotivated, to understand the reality out there, right? Understand the meta costing, all these kind of things. And I think that's one thing they have to do their initial research, and if possible, if they get a time, intern there for a month, for 6 to 1 year, and
Hmm.
understand how things work. Do they like doing it? Because this is
Right.
not a short term game. It's a long term game. If you start, a lot of founders, I would say, they do amazing. They are talented, but they fail at the end of the day, right? So
Right.
it's because they don't have that knowledge, and they think, okay, they can learn the language, learn using their own experience, but it will take time. How many times you can fail, and by the time, a lot of people would have run out of money by the time they experiment.
Right.
So I would say, I think the best thing to do is uh, intern, or be a founder's office person for a year, for a company for a year or year and a half, and
Correct.
then go about taking a decision, because that will save a lot of time, money, effort,
Hmm.
extra effort. So you're just getting free knowledge, actually. Don't care about the money. I think people are very, oh, if I were to work at a founder's office, I need this much salary, just because I have
Right.
MBA. No, I think it's the experience. I have learned, investing in money. I would say I have learned so many things. It is worth it. You wouldn't lose it, because this will,
Hmm.
even if I go out in the market and say, hey, I'm out for a job, I'm pretty sure people are gonna hire me. Big companies out there, because the knowledge I've
Right.
gained, which big corporate might not have, because I'm looking at detailed level of knowledge.
True, true. And yeah, that's very solid advice. Very, very solid advice. And yeah, for the young entrepreneurs, it's like working in a founder's office sort of profile is very good for learning. And then, of course, your own founder's journey is also a continuous learning experience. I've been a founder for 4 years now, and I think every day I'm learning something new. So yeah, that's wonderful, Rishabh. Thank you so much for your time
Mhm.
at Chinet. You can find Rishabh on LinkedIn, and you can check out WellBe's approach to building a fashion brand in India. This was Chinet, exploring how brands are building in today's AI world. And I was your host, Rachit Magan. Rishabh, thank you once more for your time.
Thank you so much for
It was
inviting me.
lovely having you
Yeah.
here. Bye bye. Thank you.